Well, if you're gonna wear a hat.
What? Hat, glasses. Hat, glasses.
There we go.
But no facial hair.
A little bit. There's a little stubble.
A little bit.
A little bit of stubble.
Just scooching us a little bit more.
Hi.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Halfbaked Fantasy. Possibly the last.
That's so dramatic.
I don't. But when we say that, it's a probability, actually, in terms of how we do things presently on YouTube, and in terms of what our goals were, in terms of what the channel was meant to be, which was a place for adults, kids, teenagers, everybody who liked geek culture to just come hang out with us, you know? And to perhaps also talk about other stuff in addition to that. But apparently, geek culture might very well be just for children.
I'm kind of insulted, honestly. Like, what about my demeanor says childish, you know?
FTC flag right there.
Yeah, just right. Censor this whole video.
Right freaking there.
Everything on the screen.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but we like ourselves some Godzilla, and his investment is more substantial than mine.
I don't know how to respond to that.
You've got nothing left to prove. I don't understand why you keep going.
Nate, it's because I have a really small penis. Can I say that? Can I say penis on your video?
We do not market to children, so I think it's okay.
Okay.
I think it's okay. But for those of you who don't know exactly what we are talking about, a little bit of background to preface the whole situation here. Back in 1998, the Federal Trade Commission, federal government, created a law called Coppa, or Kappa. Coppa? Copacabana?
Sure, either or.
COPPA. It's like Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act, I think is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the law had a really good intention. It was very necessary to do, because back when the internet was just starting to become a thing, and data collection, hacking, that sort of thing was actually far more feasible for people to do, children were actually at great risk. It was designed to make sure that child predators and companies, whomever, could not track or extort in any way the personal information of children.
Predators and purple monkeys.
Yes.
Or Bonsai Buddy. You remember that?
Or this guy.
Dude, I was a kid back. I was 5. Jesus. I was the victim.
Were you wearing that hat at the time?
I was. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You know, I often talk about how I was glad. Like, I wanted to be an actor ever since I was a kid. And I would have... Dude, I was such a cute kid. They would have, like, fondled my little bits, and they would have touched my butt. That would have been bad. I would have been like not the person with the you know, like this, like just like, you know, just like a natural. You know,
I find that the moment I mention pedophilia, you just have like this weird, long story, long freaking explanation
about how I would have been diddled because I was a cute kid.
How upset you are that you weren't. Moving on from that tangent. Okay, so the law had good bones, alright? It was designed to protect kids, especially in an era where it was the Wild West of the internet. And they made it very clear that nobody, under any circumstance, may solicit or compile or otherwise track data around children without parental consent. Alright? The Coppa Act was supposed to be amended about every 10 years. It was amended in 2013. I can't recall exactly as to why, but wasn't the same issue that we're facing now. So it's come up for review ahead of schedule, and it's because of numerous complaints to the FTC from child advocacy groups, specifically at YouTube. I believe also Amazon is in trouble now, but that's like pending litigation. But in YouTube's case, they made it clear, I believe since they were purchased by Google,
Yeah.
That you had to be at least 13 to have an account, right? It was
Yeah,
at least 13.
I think that's what like saved their asses was. I mean, it wasn't like strictly enforced, but like that. I guess by having that somewhere on the website, like written out, I think that's what. Right? Like that's like their workaround.
Well, it is, yes, and they would have been fine. However, that did not save their asses. No. This entire time, seemingly this entire time, Google was well aware of children doing what children do, which is going in places that they shouldn't and not minding their own business, not listening to their parents. And kids were setting up accounts, and YouTube was aware of it, and they were tracking their data anyway. And there is an argument that parents are accountable for that, and as a father myself, I agree. If I see a video that I don't think my kid should watch, I hit X, and I block it. Take care of it.
You do what a parent
Well,
should do.
an interested parent would do.
Yeah.
If it's in front of you and you see it's a problem, take care of it.
Yeah, you don't use YouTube as a babysitter.
No, I don't. Never have. But because YouTube admitted that they had been doing this, they had nothing to stand on. They admitted that they had broken the law knowingly and for many, many years. So they received an enormous fine, about $170 million. But that's not all. So the liability isn't on YouTube anymore, per the agreement of that settlement. Liability is on us, folks. It's on you and I. So what does that mean exactly? Well, as the Coppa Act is written, as it is currently written, it's very vague. We have a problem, a very serious problem.
What's that? All of those?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Even the Mothra?
Yes.
Oh.
Even those, even your Trendmaster Zegra back there.
Oh.
Even your Naked Max Steel doll right over there.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Anyway, we have a problem because the FTC is ultimately going to be the entity that's going to decide what is considered child content or not. YouTube did send out a warning, but they also washed their hands of it. They combed through the platform and they marked videos that are child-centric or targeted to kids. But that's not enough, and it's also not enough for you to go in and manually state that your videos are not for kids.
Right.
It's not enough, and let me explain why that's not enough. We have to start off with the two types of videos in question here. Videos that are not for children, videos that are. Videos not for children have all the advantages that you and I are used to, which is you post the video, it's searchable, people can comment on it, unless you disable comments, people can like it, people can share it, your video can be suggested from other videos and other types of content, and you get the advantage of targeted ads. Targeted ads are ads that are just that, they're targeted to a person's personal taste, targeted to your history, things that you've watched, things that you've searched for, all of that is stored. And targeted ads are far more profitable. 90% more profitable because they are far more likely to get a sale or a reaction from the person that you're marketing to. It just makes sense. That's all good. Videos that are marked as being for kids, for children, 13 and under, don't get any of that now. Your video is basically dead to the world. You cannot search for it. It is not suggested or recommended in other videos. You can't comment on it, so there's no interacting with the community. And you don't get targeted ads. Targeted ads, instead you get contextual ads, which is old-fashioned advertising. It's based on what you're watching, not who you are as a person, as a viewer, as a user. So if you're watching one of his videos that might be about Jurassic World, you might see an ad for the next movie. You might see an ad for Jurassic World toys. Mm-hmm. Makes sense, but it's less profitable. 90% less profitable, which means people who make a living off of YouTube are going to feel that pretty hard. And that's also the reason why some of the larger kid-centric channels, for example, Ryan's World, I believe at this time, they do not designate their videos as specifically for children. That's why some of these channels don't. They don't because it doesn't make fiscal sense to do so. Now, why that circles back to the original issue, which is, well, if we self-designate, we should be fine, right? If you mark our videos as being not for kids, we're fine, right? We're responsible, we're good Samaritans, parents. We'll be fine.
The honor system doesn't work, my friend.
No, it doesn't. And it doesn't, because you see, the thing is, it's not up to you to decide whether or not you are targeting children or not. It is so vague. It's not just a matter of intent. It's not a matter of intent, whether you intended to target children or not. It's whether you put in anything that kids are attracted to. What are some things do you think that kids might be attracted to?
Bugs, dragons,
radioactive monsters.
That's not where I was. I just realized that. Really does that? It really does.
What?
Like
why?
I was just listing off shit that I liked when I was a kid. I don't know. Yeah, all of this stuff. Sorry.
Freaking Get out of here. freaking beanies. If a cat walks into the room, that could be attracted to children. Bright colors, for example. Maybe flashy thumbnails. The mention of the word Santa Claus. The mention of the word toy.
The mention of the word cool.
Yes, even language. Cool. Yeah. Yay. Heidi-ho! It is so vague, it's literally terrifying.
Yeah, man, like, I don't understand, too, because, like, when it comes to, like the intent, right? Like, they're saying intent does not matter. It doesn't matter if, like, for example, like, where your channel is, you know, you want to make things family-friendly, right? Like, you're not targeting
Well, we tried
kids.
up until this point.
You're not, like, right, like, but you're not, like, targeting little kids specifically. You're not talking down, and like that's the thing too, is like a lot of people are saying it doesn't matter if even like your demeanor in your videos, like if you're actually like actively addressing a child, or you have like colorful language and like, you know, like there's like all these like vulgarities in your videos, that does not matter. If something about your video, whether you're reviewing like an adult collectible, you're reviewing it, like now like the difference, like an adult collectible and like a $1,000 Spiral Studios King Ghidorah is no different than a Walmart Jack specific King Ghidorah. Probably the most nerdiest way I could, but I'm trying to like, we're trying to like, you know, cater to like your audience now here, and you know, our people.
But see,
like,
that's what's sad about my channel is we practically just started.
Yeah.
Our audience wasn't truly defined yet, but we were trying to keep a neutral stance, and the reason for that was because we wanted, what I originally wanted was for people to be able to watch our videos, and if their kid happened to walk in, or they wanted to, or they was like, hey, you know, sit down, watch this video with me, that it wouldn't do any harm.
Right, yeah.
We were trying to be responsible, you know, but
that's the thing too, is like, because your intent doesn't matter, if that's, you know, if you have like all these things, like for example, like, you know, we do similar things. Excuse me. Like I do a show like about like 3 years ago, 50 pounds ago, I started a show called Monster Mash, right? It's like video editorials. Like, sorry for the self plug here, but like it's like video editorials and like, you know, stuff that like, you know, talks about all things like, you know, Godzilla and like monster horror stuff, right? Like recently I was trying to do like this big overhaul where like the whole video, like the whole series was supposed to be kind of like structured like a children's, like old children's programming, like think like Bill Nye the Science Guy, kind of mixed with like horror hosts, like, you know, like Joe Bob Briggs or like, you know, Elvira Svaguli, stuff like that.
5 stars, check it out.
And like that was supposed to be like the format of it, right? But I'm not talking to children. I'm not addressing children. It's that's the aesthetic of it. But, you know, there are a lot of jokes there that aren't subtle at all, that are not for kids. Stuff that, you know, like language, like I don't really, you know, I'll censor some of the, like, you know, like the bad cuss words, you know, but like, you know, like what I mean, like my language isn't. It's clearly not directed towards kids. It's kind of the similar thing that you were talking about, where like I'm not aiming in my videos for kids, but if a kid were to watch one of my videos, I don't think they would be scarred necessarily.
No, it's not.
Maybe.
It wouldn't be the worst. It would be really weird. I think they'd think you're weird, but you'd make them laugh.
Sure, but like the thing is, like I target
poopy.
I target like I want my video to be structured like that. Like it was supposed to have like my show was supposed to incorporate like little animations and like little like claymation and stuff like that. Like something, you know, that like that style of like an old, you know, kids show. But it's my target audience that I've always made videos for people my age or around my age, right? And the target demographic for me is like-minded people that are like nostalgic for that stuff, right? And maybe stoners too, because there's some surreal stuff, you know, towards that. But like, it's, you know, that's my intent, right? But that doesn't matter because it's structured like a kid's show, right? Even though there's like an edge to it. That doesn't matter, and you know, those are the videos. If it's marked for kids, like you were saying, these videos aren't going to be pushed. They're not going to be searchable. There's going to be like virtually no engagement on them unless like you have like a following on like social media and stuff like that. So what strikes me as weird is that there's like this like backwards thing happening now, because now the videos that are going to be pushed are going to be the videos that are deemed not for kids. And that's what's going to be at the forefront now, and those are the videos that kids are now going to be exposed to. The stuff that's labeled for kids, they're not going to be able to find it. They're not going to be able to search for it. You know what I mean? Like unless like they're following you, like I was saying, like on like these social media platforms. But even those social media platforms, there is an age requirement for those. And of course, like it's never strictly enforced. Like kids lie. Kids will access their parents' shit.
Parents also just hand their credentials over or their phone over to their kid.
Right, and that's what's weird is like your intent, like the fact that your intent doesn't matter, and the fact that things are so broad and so vague is it's ridiculous, because now if anything you're positioning kids now to watch these videos that really aren't for them, because that's what is going to be actually searchable now, and that's what's going to be there, you know. So I don't that part of it, like I don't get. Like I'm sure, you know, like the only thing I can like really like chime in on is like my own like how it like personally affects like what we're doing. Like to be honest, I really don't have like much to add that, you know, hasn't already been said. But like it's right now like it's this weird, like I've never been nervous over like a big YouTube change like I have like with this, because it's not even just like it's not even a new YouTube, like a stupid YouTube rule. The government's involved now. That changes like the whole dynamic now, and now it's you know, like there were times before where I feel like people like the social climate now, like it probably was always like this, but like, you know, people love to jump to conclusions, you know. So I don't want to like spell like doom and gloom now, but like the way things are headed, like it really does seem like, okay, like this is we're kind of like they targeted, like this feels like a personal attack. They like targeted us specifically, like the dorks, you know, like, and it's like, man, like I want to believe that maybe like part of us, like there's like a little glimmer of hope where it's like, okay, like maybe it's not as bad as you think it is, but the more you look into it, it's like, oh, okay, like this is like everything being such a gray area the way that it is just like that, like uncertainty is what is driving me up the wall right now, I think.
So more to the point of like why he and I are doing this together, why we're in this location. It's not just a matter of geek culture, it's about all aspects of it, but in this specific context, because there are other representatives of geek culture who are pushing out the word as we speak. Like I saw a video from like Pixel Dan, big guy in the toy community, great guy, has always tried to have like a clean act. I don't know if he makes a living off of this, but he is very uncertain about the future of his channel, and a bunch of his videos got flagged. But for this community that we're going to be representing, it's about tokusatsu. It's about Japanese monsters, superheroes, a whole genre that might very well be compromised in its entirety. Because how can we argue that Godzilla, Gamera, giant fire-breathing flying turtle, creatures like this, and characters like this, a genre like this, can't be held to this standard of being for children.
That's the thing,
we can't really argue that it can't be older.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we show them the metrics. They're going to look at, two guys in rubber suits fighting each other over miniature like buildings and trains and think, yep, that's for kids.
But like, have you seen like the actual like stipulations of like what they deem as being attractive towards a kid?
But that's like, also the word, attractive.
Like, yeah, which could literally be anything.
I
like,
know.
When I was a kid, dude, you're a kid, you're like wide-eyed and like everything is attractive to you. Like when I was a kid, like dude, like things like fucking. Sorry, oops. I just made you do some work. You gotta censor that. Unless we're just who cares? Just free reign now.
For this video, I don't feel compelled to.
You know what?
I don't feel compelled to.
And I thought that's what was gonna save me, honestly. Like, just open up every video, just like stare dead ass into the camera. Fuck. All right, we're safe. We're good. Now we can continue talking about Pikachu and all this stuff.
It's like, hey, Toku fans, fuck.
No, like that's my catchphrase now. Fuck. But like, I lost my point. You talk.
You're on the right track though, because we are trying to represent tokusatsu at this time because it's very attractive. It's bright and colorful.
Like,
there's fireworks, lasers, giant dinosaurs, freaking robots.
It's a childhood fantasy.
Japanese women.
Ooh.
Japanese women in bikinis.
Ooh.
An island full of men.
Ooh. No, but
men in flower shirts. Sexy alien gorilla generals.
But like the thing is, like it'll like list things like music. Oh yeah, kids like music.
Kids also can probably hum the Godzilla theme very easily.
No, but it's like, dude, like music, like this. So what a broad like fucking like music. Yeah, kids like music. Spoken words. Oh, that might attract a kid. Speaking. Like what the. Like, what do you, like, it's just so stupid, but, like, I think, like, where I kind of, like, have some, like, bit of hope, because YouTube has implemented these programs, like, things that'll, like, detect, like, with all, like, their whole, like, algorithm, and, like, they have these things that will, like, detect, shit that they're looking for. A lot of times, it doesn't catch, like, it's a program, like, it's not going to actually, like, there's no like soul behind it, you know what I mean? So like they're gonna make mistakes, right? If they implement these tools, mistakes are gonna be made. Whereas what I'm understanding with this, like, I don't want to like misspeak here, but like I think they're actually having real people actively look at these videos, like somebody,
It's not gonna be like that though.
That's what
I mean, maybe when it comes down to when they actually decide to make an example of somebody, they'll have someone review it. But
yeah,
I don't know. They're using all the assets of the as it was stated in the FTC's address, like that conference town hall thing that they had.
Yeah.
They are going to use all of the assets and technology at their disposal to do a wide sweep of the whole of YouTube. Per their words, YouTube is a barrel and we're the fish, and they're basically the shotgun. It is, we're kind of trapped in a very unfortunate situation. The reason why, but you were spot on, like, tokusatsu in particular, just the medium itself, just like the visual stuff, like the movies, the TV, it's very appealing to kids, and it's also appealing to adults because it's freaking fun. But it's twofold. Godzilla and tokusatsu enthusiasts have one thing in common. They tend to collect something. And what is, for the most part, sought after? Toys. Model kits.
The Godzilla toilet paper holder.
Godzilla calculator. Godzilla shaver.
No, that could attract kids. The calculator, because,
Yeah,
kids,
maybe not the Godzilla shaver. Yeah, hopefully not. No.
That's the one thing we can show.
It's the one thing that we can...
shaver. But... does the box have a little cartoon Godzilla on it? Because that
most certainly does.
All right, that doesn't fly.
Yes,
Never
it
mind.
most certainly does.
Never mind. Censor it.
But we basically get hit from two angles of that. And also, comics, animation in general is up for scrutiny. That's where this is getting so difficult to really wrestle with. It's about what's appealing to children. And the truth is, children are attracted to all sorts of freaking things. They're attracted to freaking electric sockets. and power tools.
Yeah.
It's as you said, it's the whole of YouTube that is at risk, and that is not an exaggeration based on how the law is currently written. And it was written for language verbiage from many, many years ago.
Do you feel like this might be like just like a? I mean, it really does seem like this is like a knee-jerk reaction. Like what I was trying to say like earlier, but I was like fumbling through it and sounding like an idiot. But like, you know, if there's like an actual person, like, you know, I don't know if like they're gonna like, if they're gonna have like a bunch of people like from the government like actively watch these videos or just hire people to you know watch these videos. If that's the case, then maybe it's not all like as bad as it might sound if it's not like an automatic system that's detecting these things, because those things could always like, you know, you can get screwed over with that, but like you can also appeal that. But you know what people, I think when you like actively say like, hey, there is a fine per video of $42,000 like $530 or something.
Yes, that's correct.
Per video. That's life ruining, man. Like,
I want to stress that that's up to $42,000 per event.
Yeah, per
video. So, for some pro YouTubers who've been doing this long time,
yeah, you got thousands of videos. They deem your whole channel as like for kids.
But
we're gonna dish out like millions of dollars.
Right,
then?
but to the effect of what you were saying, YouTube is not offering any help with this. Their advice is to get a lawyer.
Yeah, for the time being. Like,
for the
things
time
could
being,
change. Things could change.
But that's all. I do also. You are absolutely right. Look, we are reacting to what is clearly indicated in the Coppa Act. We are clearly reacting to what YouTube has said. But we also don't know what is going to happen come January 1st. We don't know. And it is not unwise to make considerations for yourselves, for ourselves, because it could be extremely dangerous and costly if you get this wrong. It could literally ruin your life. However, the FTC is open to suggestion at this time, and they have an extended deadline until December 9th of this year. They have stated that they are observing petitions and they are listening to the comments. And we advise that you use this time to sign that petition on change.org, because the government will take that under advisement.
Yeah, this is like one. Sorry to cut you off, but like this is like one instance too where like stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
You know, I always see like the change.org thing, and I'm like, okay.
Usually it means nothing.
It means nothing unless it's like directed towards the government or Paramount. Like, just say that's all we can do. We can hopefully get rules changed, or we could change the design of Sonic the Hedgehog in his live action movie.
Oh my god!
Oh, we mentioned Sonic. Okay, this is automatically for kids now. But no, the point is, like, you know, like they are like that's like their thing, right? Like, they will, like, petitions are, they have a hard-on for that. Like, that is what they will focus on. Right? Like, I've already started like writing out my piece. Like, I want to make my thing public and like actually write out like what, like how like counter, like I know like I'm gonna be preaching to the choir, but like really like I feel like we should all be preaching to the choir here. Let's make this a loud ass fucking choir, because, you know, like this is like really like, you know, like that people are always like, oh, have your voice be heard, and it's like, no, really, like
this is your chance.
This is your chance to like.
But
actually,
in addition to that, you should put your name on the petition.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that.
Okay.
But you should also comment directly to the FTC.
Yeah.
And we'll have a link down below so that you can do that. I must stress, though, you must keep your comments civil and to the point.
Yeah.
Okay? No one is going to respond to a bunch of, like, F-bombs and stuff like that.
And you know that's what's going to happen, though. Like,
Please don't,
yeah.
because you're not going to help if you do that. But what you should make clear is that, number one, that you are either a content consumer or creator, and that geek culture is not just for kids. That it is for adults, and that this language, as vague as it is inappropriate and will cause more harm than good to both creators, to enthusiasts, and to kids.
That's the thing too. We didn't even delve into that. Like, it's not only like us as like creators who are affected, like the consumer, like the viewers are affected by this.
This is why you should participate in this, because you're not paying anything for this video. It's free. His videos are free. The videos of virtually everybody you have watched, including ones that you have, your Patreon supporters of, are technically free. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want to. And if you want to keep content that you enjoy from a culture that you enjoy free and accessible, and if you want to keep the community alive, then please participate.
Yeah.
Take a moment of your time. That's all it takes. This is our chance. They are willing to listen, and they might be willing to refine that language and make some concessions. YouTube might be offered a small out in this regard, because this will affect the whole of YouTube, including the big channels. Because what does that technically mean? It means that if Disney wants to put out a trailer for Frozen 3, that's for kids. If you want to search for the trailer of Frozen 3 on YouTube, you're not going to be able to find it. But on the other hand, this is also very good for their competitors, which is kind of like the hidden layer to all of this. Because if YouTube goes, it was this monolith, this giant, this untouchable force, tour de force of wonderful content. You can upload your content, host it for free, watch other people's content for free. We were willing to make concessions up to this point because we're also going to get that service, and other people could not provide it. Other companies could not. Well, they tried and they failed. But this is a big failure for YouTube, for Google. And you better believe that companies like Disney, Netflix, and Amazon might be seeing a silver lining to this. Because in the long term, they could make more money. In the short term, they might see some loss in revenue because they've been posting to YouTube as well. Disney Plus just came out. They spent $40 billion trying to buy Fox? Buying like Fox?
Yeah.
Billions on Star Wars. One less competitor.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that they wouldn't mind having a larger share in the online video streaming market? Probably so. So they have something to lose, but at the same time they have something to gain. And I ask you all, is that really what you want? Do you really want to go back to the old days? Back in 1998, where the only way to get a video viewed by millions of people was to have millions of dollars. When the only way to make your mark on the internet, make your mark on the world, was to be a part of a big studio. In terms of making your mark on the world in entertainment. Do we really want to go back to that?
No. I'm starting a movement
Oh, thank God! I was so nervous. Oh, I wasn't sure if you were on board.
I'm going to Daily Motion. let's jump this sinking ship. Let's go to Daily Motion.
Honestly, we might have to consider this thing. So
not Daily Motion.
Preferably. Daily Motion is terrible. Whatever. I don't have anything to lose on this.
See, that's the thing too. Is like a lot of people they're like, well, it's like someone's waiting for a hero. Someone's waiting for that new platform to step in and replace YouTube. But like, I feel like, just like in like the whole like zeitgeist of like everything, like YouTube is like such a prominent thing. Like, like you buy a TV. Like we were talking about this the other day. You buy a TV from like Best Buy, right? There's like a YouTube app built into it. Like I feel like people just got so complacent with stuff like that, and like people a lot of times won't even click on a link unless it's a YouTube link. Like if it's Vimeo or God forbid Daily Motion, like no one is gonna click on it. Like people it's like a familiar, safe thing, Yeah. And that's why it feels like this is kind of like what we're stuck with right now, and it's like we might as well like try to salvage what we can. I think. So
we as a channel are going to explore perhaps other possibilities. Like I said before, I'm not even making money, not a dime off these videos. It's purely for creative exercise, communication at this point. But looking into the future, what's the point of building something up and spending hours editing, like bigger editorial pieces? Because I have all this stuff in the can, all this stuff waiting. What's the point in doing all that work if no one's going to see it?
For yourself.
I've got I've got a family.
It's
we've got our side business. I've got a career. It has to be fulfilling in some way.
Yeah.
And what's the point in making all this stuff if no one's going to see it? At least from my perspective, there really isn't a point, because the point was to share.
Broadcast yourself, man.
I honestly, I just don't know. So I also would like to state, neither of us are attorneys. We can't offer you real legal advice, but what I would recommend that you do, regardless of the outcome of this is just good advice. If you do make money off of YouTube and you rely on it, I would still recommend considering like getting business insurance, liability insurance.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
Just because, like, you're like, none of us are attorneys.
No, we're not.
It's like, I know, but, like, the guy in the Jurassic Park shirt and the fucking pinwheel hat. Yeah, of course he's not a fucking attorney.
No. But it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Because if you do get fined, it's life ruining money.
Yeah, and no one wants to be the guinea pig. No one wants to be the first person.
That's the thing.
If that happens, like, then everything's gonna implode.
It's the penguin effect, man. Yeah. No one wants to be the first penguin to jump in. The government is clearly looking to make an example, and I'm just not interested in having that happen to me.
You take that to court, and you're going up against the government.
That's where I was getting nervous. It's like, can I really plead the case that Godzilla isn't for children? It's more difficult than you might think. It's not that adults can't enjoy it. It's not that adults can't add to it. It's not that all Godzilla movies are for children. Definitely not. But to say that it can't be, or that, you know, like how many of the older movies were clearly meant for kids? I mean, it's an uphill battle, man. But yeah, if you are a big YouTuber and this is your life, this is your livelihood, your money, think of your options, and I would consult someone who knows about liability insurance, and I would just be prepared. Just be prepared. As far as what I'm going to do, you better believe I've already signed the petition, and I'm going to leave a comment to the FTC, which you should all seriously do. He's going to do so as well. But come December 31st, if I don't see things moving in the right way, I'm just going to put all my content as unlisted until we can get things sorted out. Till I can see some movement or assurance that our content isn't going to cost us our life.
Yeah.
I love tokusatsu. I love Godzilla. I love geek culture. My wife loves it too. But I will not fall on my sword for any of that. I will not. And it's really a shame that this had to come to this, because if Google had just done the right thing from the start, two simple things: leave kids alone and keep your mouth shut about it. If you're tracking their data, just keep your stupid mouth shut. If they just done the right thing and the smart thing, then this wouldn't be happening to us. This is not a matter of it being the government's fault. The law is there. They're there to enforce the law, guys. They're reacting to Google's corruption, because apparently being a tech giant, a great innovator, and sitting on YouTube, perhaps one of the greatest inventions of the 21st century, just wasn't enough. Instead, they wanted to pursue this Orwellian idea of creating profiles around us as soon as we're out of the womb, trying to market to us, collect our personalities, control what media we see. In some small way, this is exactly the right thing to happen to them. But it didn't just happen to them, it happened to all of us. And that's not fair. And we need to let the government know about it. And YouTube, Google, fuck you.
They're not listening. They don't care. They look at you, they're like,
your algorithms see this? How about this?
Ooh. Oh my god.
I know, right?
That is so tiny.
You forgot to add Zilla.
What?
Also,
yeah. I guess that's your thing now. I don't have a catchphrase.
Maybe not for long. Who knows? But guys, this isn't we're not trying to be fearmongerous or anything like that. But
no, because I mean, there could be some hope, a glimmer of hope, maybe, probably not, but I don't know.
The glimmer of hope is honestly all of you. All of you. Share this video. Share the message. Share this link. That's even easier.
Yeah, share the link.
Share the links.
That's the most important thing.
Take a moment out of your time and let the FTC know how you feel.
If we can change Sonic the Hedgehog and make him look cute as fuck, we can change. Dude, you saw that old design. He was atrocious. Now he's super cute. We can make YouTube super cute again. I don't know what that means.
Oh my god.
See, I don't know, like, if you've said your piece already. We didn't really discuss this. This is your video. I've kind of just been, like, awkwardly sitting next to you and chiming in every now and then because I don't want to, like, step on your toes or anything. So we didn't really discuss this.
You have been awkward, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just...
He's also standing right now, actually. He's a lot shorter.
He's very short. There is something I did want to discuss. This is, I'm going to take this opportunity and, you know, kind of like just to give my own little, oh, fuck you.
Wait a minute. Fucking balloons. Fucking balloons.
Oh, that could be attractive.
God, even Stephen King's it.
Shit.
Even Stephen King's it. Fucking for children.
Yeah,
God damn it!
Pennywise, you little fucking creep. And he goes after kids. See, because you have to mark down, are there child actors? Are there child stars? Are there child models? Which is fucking creepy.
That werewolf is as close to a dog as you can get, man. That's fucking for children. Kids like fucking animals.
Kids love Seth Green, I think.
Oh my god, that's right. He was in that movie. Holy shit.
Thing I wanted to say, though, real quick, is this video's probably gone, like, super long. I don't want to, like, step on your toes here.
Seriously, get off my toes.
Sorry. Just kind of like a, you know, like a little bit of a surprise here. I wanted to do...
Oh god, you're coming out. Not
kind
in
of
this video. Come on, wait for the next one.
Kind of inspired by a lot of these really cool, really just, like, wonderful, lovely gender reveal videos on Facebook that I've been seeing. I would kind of like to do my own because, hey, I'm going to be a dad. And here's this is news. I know this is breaking news. Right here, we've got, and kind of keeping in spirit, using little toys here. We got a blue Godzilla, we got a pink Godzilla. Okay, here's the thing. Whichever tail I put in my mouth determines what gender our love child is. Are you ready?
Oh my god!
They're twins! Just end the video right there.
We're gonna wipe those off, right?
No.
Alright. Well, guys, I mean, I know this was a long one, but there was a lot to say. And, yeah, this is very serious. It's serious for everybody. It's serious for creators. It's serious for viewers. It's serious for all of geek culture, for tokusatsu. It's serious for everybody, man.
This sets like a weird precedent too.
It does. And do everything. We have to do our part. This is our chance. And you have until December 9th to make your voice heard. You might not get a second chance at it, and we just have to be prepared, you know. And big celebration if this doesn't happen, but we'll keep you posted on the status of our channel. Please spread the word. Please spread the word. Do everything you can. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until we know exactly what's happening, this will be the last video. Okay? But fingers crossed.
This is depressing. This is like the last episode of Dinosaurs. When like they die in like the Ice Age.
You know that's a good show when you feel bad for a bunch of puppets.
Yeah.
But guys,
feel bad for us.
Guys, ladies, gentlemen, hell, even hopefully mature kids out there who might have seen this video.
You're not welcome here. Oh,
yeah.
Fuckers ruin everything.
Fuck off. Keep living your half-baked fantasy, guys, and be sure to check out Monster Mash.
Oh, thank you. I don't have a catchphrase because I'm not a tool.
Bye-bye, everybody.